What's up, everybody? And I kind of really thought about if I was gonna do this Raw review tonight, especially how bad Roadblock Speed Bump was last night. But after even watching Raw tonight, Raw was twice, three times as worse. Really, Jesus Christ, this show was bad tonight. And I'm just gonna do this review now and get over with it because I could have done this tomorrow, but I'm like, nah, fuck it, let's just do it now. But Raw tonight, as I guess we start off with the Chris and Kevin show. Owens and Jericho talking about Owens is still the Universal Champion. He will do anything to keep the title, even if it means taking a code breaker from his best friend. And he says he didn't know what Jericho was going to do. He said that code breaker hurt, but it's better than not being his best friend anymore. And Jericho said, well, we were still friends, and he gave him the hug of Jericho, as they call it. Bring it in, man. Jericho pretty much went on to call Santa Claus a stupid idiot, and pretty much he said Santa stole his gimmick for, well, his list idea of putting people on the list. So he's about to put Santa on the list until Mick Foley came out, who looks really skinnier for some reason now. I guess it's that DDP yoga, but, he's done a lot for Christmas, and Santa knows he's naughty and nice, and pretty much I saw what you guys did and everything last night at the pay-per-view. And Owens says my career could have been ended because of those tables yesterday. And Foley said that was payback. Alright, Owens says he's pretty much a national treasure. And Foley took off his jacket, which I don't know what this man was wearing. Some Christmas attire, but it looked horrible. And Jericho said it was the worst thing he's ever seen in his life. And Foley pretty much says, it's going to be a tag match tonight right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Which this is not clearly Pittsburgh and this is Columbus. By the way, there was a lot of botches in this promo tonight. That didn't make any sense. You're going to hear a lot of botches when you listen to this. So Foley fucked that up himself. Pretty much looking kind of stupid out there. And pretty much it's the Royal Rumble. And once again, it's Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens in another rematch for the Universal Championship. Why is Roman Reigns facing him again? I don't know. Why doesn't anybody face Roman Reigns for the U.S. Championship? I don't know. How many times do we have to make Roman Reigns look strong against the champion? I don't know. It makes no sense that Roman Reigns can pin the world champion clean on a random episode of Raw, but when the pay-per-view comes around, the world champion cannot beat him, and that's to be done by DQ. Oh, but here's the catch, folks. We're going to put Jericho in a shark cage and raise him above the ring, which will probably drop some weapon down regardless to help Kevin Owens win. And Jericho did not want to get in it, which the segment kind of went on very long for a minute. They pretty much went to start to joke with each other as pretty much says, making fun of Foley's clothes and say, Foley, what are you wearing? Like, you got a Do Love wallet in there? And they put Jericho in there, and Jericho wants to say, save me, Kevin, save me! And everything. Foley looked for the key, but he could never find the key out of his fanny pack. And he says he wanted out, get me out the door, and pretty much Foley even jumped up to the cage then. And pretty much Jericho says, open the door, let me out. So I don't thought they were going to leave Jericho up there all night. So I don't know what was going to happen. I thought they really were going to leave him up in that cage all night. But at the Royal Rumble, once again, it'll be another rematch. I don't know why Roman Reigns is getting these rematches. I don't know if he's ever going to defend the U.S. Championship in that. That title is such a joke. All he does is walk around with it and does nothing. It's a freaking prop. And it's to beat Rusev for it. So it's like, who cares for that belt? Rusev went against Cass again. As, pretty much, once again, it was like last night. Set the count out. Now it was a DQ with Cass beating up Rusev, and then Rusev and Lana laying off after that. Sasha Banks came out with a crutch, with a knee on her brace. And I don't know why she didn't sell it after Hell in a Cell, but, after what happened last night, she said she gave her blood, sweat, and tears, which were tired of this hot potato feud anyways. And she says her leg was nearly broken, even though I still don't know why she tapped out at the last second, especially just to make this match an overtime thing. And, you know, it kills her, but said the better woman won, but it did. And she says, you know, she doesn't feel like the boss anymore. And she learned to win and lose with respect, and that she respected Charlotte and congratulated her and wanted her to come out. And Nia Jax came out and just walked around her, which Nia Jax hasn't been seen in God knows how long. I thought they were finally, I didn't know they were going to continue this feud in that. And she didn't care what about Charlotte or Sasha had to say. You're not a boss anymore, you're weak and wounded. And then she pretty much knocked her off her crutch and threw her across the ring, which I don't know why she didn't even attack the bad knee and everything. And sometimes you almost look at this. I said this last night in the Roadblock pay-per-view. I think I can't take Sasha seriously that more after she's lost the title that quick. In a matter of weeks, barely even had a title reign. How long did she have this title reign for? What, 2 weeks and lost it at the pay-per-view? And Nia Jax could have did more damage. This crowd sucked tonight also. They were very quiet and didn't even react. All she did was throw Sasha. She should have beat up the bad leg if she wanted to get more heat on her, Nia Jax. I guess they're gonna move on from this feud now. Like, geez, I'm tired of Sasha and Charlotte. It's gone insanity. Alright, hot potato 1, hot potato 2 belt. I just don't want to see it. It can have a good match, but like, come on, we're gonna keep playing hot potato with these two. It makes no sense, but at least I guess they're finally moving on. Sheamus and Cesaro got new tag team titles, which once again it's just a copycat of SmackDown. They're red belts, folks. They look like Christmas ornaments. What is the point? What do we need new belts for? And they just look the same. They just got red on them. And didn't y'all have time to make a new design? The crowd looked like they didn't care. And it's just why are we doing this? Like, do we really need new tag team titles? It's the same thing. They just red and got silver, just like SmackDown, except they're just blue and silver. So giant pennies, now they're giant dimes. And they look like Christmas ornaments since around that season, just red and silver. So I don't know why. And you know, I've been hearing this lately. I hope this is not true, but the WWE Championship is supposed to be blue now. So if the WWE Championship is blue, that's a very fucking stupid idea. That just sounds dumb. I've been hearing some rumors about that. Do we really need this? Come on, the belts already look like Skittles or the rainbow or whatever. It's just these color schemes aren't making no sense. Not even a cool design. Same design, just a different color. Like, not even creative at all. A referee pretty much told Foley it was an emergency. It's Braun Strowman beat up crew members around there and wanted Sami Zayn. And that Sami Zayn is pretty much hundreds of miles away from here. He talked them into leaving. And Strowman says, you know, if you don't give me Zayn, it's going to be or else. Cedric Alexander went against Noam Dar, which this match was barely anything, so many commercials. Cedric Alexander won with a lumberjack, and pretty much he cut a promo on Noam Dar saying that all he wants for Christmas is Alicia Fox. So I guess he's trying to steal his girlfriend now, or wherever this is going. I don't know why. I don't know how Alicia Fox got involved in this, and I found it funny. I was reading on Twitter tonight. It says, "Why is he fighting over Alicia Fox again? Like, she's not that hot now. Okay, I'm sure there's a lot more hotter women on the roster, but I don't know." With Alicia Fox, and I don't even know how she's even in this field. Some say pretty much black girl with no ass, but in a way. But I just don't know why this is gonna be a thing with this cruiserweights. I guess it's some type of story, but it doesn't look like it's gonna work. The New Day came out, talked about they hit their, you know, we held the titles for 483 days, and it says, you know, Kobe said Ric Flair couldn't have became 16-time champion without losing it 15 times. And Big E, which was very savagely right here, was that it will be Charlotte in the moment, which is true. I swear to God, that's true. Because with Charlotte, they want to continue this pay-per-view streak or whatever title reign streak so she can beat her dads. And that was a good joke by Big E, because that is true. But pretty much they said, the New Day pretty much want to say, we will become your 3-time champions of the champions. It's just Cesaro and Sheamus came out. We're trying to mock the New Day, but Cesaro said don't do it. And they started arguing with each other again. Miss Kofi said, you know, they couldn't believe they gave you guys new belts. And, you know, and they pretty much said, you know, your run had to end at some point, but you guys got new belts. Like you guys are gonna get new titles, huh? And Sheamus says, you know, your days are over. This is day one for us. And they said we could hold these titles for 20 years if we wanted to. And Wood says, you know, you're not gonna break the record. Listen, we sold the most merch around here, so we've had the power of positivity. We survived the old day. And they pretty much want to say New Day rocks. The club came out calling everybody nerds, and you know, thanks for softening up the New Day, which are those guys. They killed the club. Shining Stars went to sell some timeshares. Puerto Rico's 1 and 2, which pretty much get into an 8-man tag, which wasn't a lot of wrestling on the show anyways, but pretty much Sheamus and them picking up the win with some type of tag finisher now. New Day and Star Sheamus got the win in. So at least they reacted to it. With it, and I don't know when the New Day will get their rematch, but we'll find out and see. Enzo and Kaz about to do something in Columbus, Ohio, but some dude pretty much came with a letter telling Enzo he has to go to sensitivity training, which this is a trap. Neville came out to cut a promo, which he mostly yelled throughout the whole thing. And let me say this again, the crowd was quiet. I could hear Neville, but the crowd did not react to Neville, saying like, why do you people cheer me? Huh? I want Rich Swann right now, which he was mostly yelling throughout most of the time, which it looked like the crowd did not care. Why do you people cheer me and stuff? I don't need your pity. And he said he's going to destroy the Cruiserweight division. He's going to be the king of the Cruiserweights. Until Rich Swann came out and he says, what happened to you, man? And, you know, he has to respect, you know, he respected him and everything, but Neville says, I made your career. Brian Kendrick came out then and said, so Swann, how dare you talk to Neville like that? Like you're not the king of the Cruiserweight division at all. You need to be put in your place. As they started jumping, Rich Swann, TJ Perkins came out, tried to get the save, but they still took about Swann and Perkins, and Brian Kendrick pretty much hit a slice bread number 2 on Perkins. Listen, this crowd did not care. Once again, crowd did not care for the Cruiserweight segment. It looks like they talked, but I swear I turned my TV up very loudly, and it just no reaction. It felt like no reaction. And now we get to the segments time tonight with Enzo, Bob Backlund, and Darren Young, which are surprisingly there still. Surprisingly. They're still here, folks. And Bo Dallas and Jinder Mahal. And Enzo wondering what he was doing here. Somebody was showing his Italian sausage or whatever. He was whipping his stick out. And he says, no, it's Cass's fault for leaving me out in the locker room. Wherever this McCarthy woman was. And so, you know, in the chicks and everything. And Enzo pretty much got up and called Jinder Mahal soft for some reason. So I guess we're going to get a lot of these segments throughout the night. Titus O'Neil went against Sin Cara, which Braun Strowman pretty much came out and beat up both guys and threw Sin Cara off the stage into a Christmas tree with boxes, which some people are very happy. He beat up a Christmas tree with his Rampage. Trainers telling Foley, like, I told you or else, alright? Owens and Jericho. Talk about the pinata thing. Well, Jericho calls like a sexy pinata inside that cage. And what they're gonna do. And they're going, and Rollins and Reigns are going to get it. So they have a plan for the Royal Rumble. Charlotte coming out, which I somewhat didn't almost pay attention to this. Pretty much her once again coming in the champion again for the 4th time. And that she's the queen, which I don't know how they're going to do that. And she beat the balls out of Sasha Banks and said she would have dominated Trish Stratus or the Fabulous Moolah until Bayley, I guess, will finally now get a title shot this time. We can congratulate her. And Sasha and Charlotte be one of the greatest feuds in WWE history. But Charlotte pretty much says, you know, it's not about you. Like, I am the champion, alright? But Bayley says she has 2 wins over her. And Charlotte says, you know why you didn't call that first? Well, you know, with me, Sasha, and Becky, part of the 4 horsewomen, because you just weren't that great enough. And Charlotte pretty much talked about Bayley, and Bayley says, why don't we go right now? And Charlotte said, bring me a referee, which I almost thought it was a title match. Which Bayley won against Sasha, and Bayley won again. That's 3-0 for her. I'm surprised this wasn't for the title this time. This is almost like the Sasha pattern. Sasha beat Charlotte one week, and then the next week, Sasha will win the title? Will Bayley win the title? Will they even play hot potato with Bayley and Charlotte, to be honest? Because I don't know. Because I feel like they would do this so they can just keep increasing Charlotte's record of getting most pay-per-view wins and trying to beat her father's title reign. Could that happen? Most likely, yes. I don't know why they didn't do this match to pay-per-view of one-on-one, but I guess they didn't do that. The sensitivity training, Bob Backlund and Darren Young kept talking about squats and something stupid, and Enzo had to do some exercise with Mahal, making fun of him. You know, I had a job and got fired and everything, and Jinder pretty much talked about Enzo say a Napoleon complex, and Enzo says, you know, how I slapped the taste out of you and everything. Which they started arguing with each other, and the crowd looked like they didn't even react. I thought it was funny. Still no Emelina, which I just don't care at this point. I didn't ever understand the Emelina gimmick. Some people think it's like Brodus Clay when they held him off for a long time and then get a very different gimmick. I don't know why they didn't stick with Evil Emma. I don't really care what Emelina is at this point. They can say premiering soon next week. I just don't care no more. I stopped caring a while ago, so it's like just fuck it. That McCarthy lady pretty much gave certificates to Enzo and them. Enzo and them and everything, and I guess they all got certificates, and Enzo was about to leave and wanted to get some Instagram from the therapist, or sensitivity trainer till Rusev showed up. And then Jinder Mahal blocked the way, which Jinder Mahal will probably be Rusev's tag team partner, and they beat up Enzo again in another trap and threw him through a table, but the crowd did not care. Once again, crowd was very quiet. And someone pointed this out to me I was talking to. They said for a split second after that, people didn't care who it was. They started chanting Corey Graves for some reason. Listen, it just, I don't know why they're doing this, and I guess they need to throw anybody with Rusev. So hey, we'll just throw Jinder Mahal in there. So it could be Enzo and Cass versus Mahal and Rusev. They're not really doing that much right now anyways. So I probably would have been Cass destroying Rusev already, but I don't know. The segment was just bad. It was just god-awful. Reigns and Rollins, Owens and Jericho, which I kind of almost felt like I knew how this match was going to end, but Braun Strowman came out, and he beat up both Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, which Roman was already booed anyways, but they were happy when Braun Strowman beat up Reigns. So, that was pretty much the end of the show from there after he beat up both Reigns and Rollins. And once again, this show was ass. The show was awful. I don't recommend going back and look at this show. The show was trash. If you didn't see Raw, look at the highlights, look at this review, or look at anything else that's not the whole 3 hours. It sucked. I don't know why Reigns is getting another title shot. Reigns didn't even comment on the title shot or why he's getting it. What did he do? He didn't even really earn it that much. And he did one match. How did he get shit out? I know Roadblock was fucking ass last night. We know that was ass to the extent, like, just why? It was a horrible pay-per-view. You screwed yourselves 2 weeks in a row. I'm glad I'm not even going to the Raw next week in Chicago. You know, I'm from, not my neck of the woods, but I'm not gonna go to that crap. Now, if it was SmackDown, I've already had the tickets to go, yeah, I'd rather see John Cena return. And AJ Styles versus Dolph Ziggler for the WWE Championship. But this shit right here is bad. Raw is fucking stupid. I don't know. This is just retarded. And the cruiserweights, no one was over. But it looked like a good segment going in the step in the right direction. But crowd didn't give a fuck. Crowd was very quiet throughout the night. The crowd did not care who was in there. They were probably just looking at their phones all night, thinking about something else. Because they were quiet as churchmen. Now, Chicago, we're Wrestling City, with the bullshit Raw puts on every week, I doubt they react also. So, I'm not sure what's next after this, but I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace.